Earthworm Jim was originally released in the summer of 1994 to great critical and fan acclaim, enough to warrant a cartoon series, comic book, and a direct sequel. But games have come a long way since then, so how does this one stack up? I'm Magius and I'm going to take a look at that. First off, I'll be honest. This is a game that I wasn't able to get through. I was only able to get through the first 2 levels, and then just hit a wall with level 3. I know there's a lot more to the game, and some of it rather brilliant. But when a game is no longer enjoyable for me to play, I'm not going to play through it. And if I'm playing it for this channel, you'll get some of the footage I've recorded as a Magius Looks At entry, like we have here. So, why wasn't I able to get through this game? Well, it comes down to 3 things: controls, level design, and difficulty. There are things that I also thoroughly enjoy about the game, and I can absolutely see why people see it as a beloved classic. The aesthetics, character designs, and entire sense of humor the game has. So, let's start with what I don't like. Starting with the least problematic, the difficulty. This game is hard. Enemies tend to deal 10 to 20 points of damage when you only have 100 health, and healing items only tend to give you about 4 health back. The enemies are also extremely difficult to avoid, meaning that it's a slog to get through any of the levels alive. This is compounded by the fact that Jim takes up a decent chunk of the screen, and it's hard to see what's coming ahead of you, especially while running, as the portion of the screen in front of you compresses, shrinking what you can see even more than it already is. The level design is also generally pretty bad. There are enemies in places where they are extremely difficult to avoid. There are ways forward that you have no indication on how they work, and you have doors that are barely on screen with the apparatus that you need to hit to open them. One of the worst examples of this is one of the doors in level 2, as you can see here. Not only do you have to position yourself correctly to hit the spinner while the door is on screen, you have to dash through before it drops and potentially deals you 10 to 20 points of damage. Stop before you hit the wall of spikes on the other side, jump up to the platform above the spikes, then get a running jump off that to jump to the platform above another set of spikes. This is a door that I died to 3 times in trying to record my series. Which also brings us to the controls. While they're generally decent to good, there are things about them that are just problematic. It takes nearly a second to either start or to stop shooting, or to whip things at a short range, or even to jump after pressing the button. This makes avoiding enemies very difficult, and also makes the platforming awkward at best. When combined with everything else, it makes the game very difficult to get into. However, once you've suffered through the game a few times and have learned the ins and outs of it, it does become a rather enjoyable experience. When you can sit back and enjoy the visuals and the absolutely crazy worlds that this game has to explore, then it is a thoroughly enjoyable experience. The world aesthetics are brilliant and varied, with each set of levels looking and feeling unique and engaging. Each of the enemies are also brilliantly comic and silly, and everything is wrapped up with a tongue-in-cheek humor that is extremely engaging. In the end, while I do love the look and sound of the game, it falls apart at the core of the gaming experience. It is one that I would love to see remade with tightened controls and revised level design, but I feel like we are far past the point where this could happen. As it is, I suggest giving this game a pass. So, until next time folks, Magius out.